You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Are you recording?
We are recording.
Okay.
Okay.
On your mark. Get set. Go. And I made him watch.
Intermissions.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we are.
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
First things that come to mind, it was very action packed. Well done. Very well done. Touching in more than one way.
Yeah, a lot of groping.
Butt slaps.
Butt slaps.
Butt jump, groping as well. Butt jumping. butt grabbing.
Yeah.
It was really good. It was really good.
It was good.
Is it my favorite Deadpool? I don't think so.
Really?
It's a close.
Okay.
It's close, honestly. I think Deadpool 2 is probably my favorite, honestly.
Okay.
Which is weird because usually sequels aren't that great, but Deadpool 2 is really good.
True.
So, we're going to talk about Deadpool. If you haven't seen Deadpool, probably don't want to listen to this because there are going to be spoilers.
Yes. Deadpool and Wolverine, definitely spoiler alerts. I gotta say though, definitely probably within my top 10 Marvel movies.
Oh, most definitely. Like all the Deadpool movies are in my top 10, probably top 5, honestly.
Yeah. But what I really liked about it was I don't know, it was like they were giving back to the fans. They were listening to what the fans wanted.
Yes.
And that's what they got. Mm-hmm. Because you see a lot of people, a lot of characters from the past that may not have necessarily been in the MCU prior to this, but now, having been in this film, now they're, I'm guessing, part of the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
There were a lot of jabs to Fox in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Tons
my
of
God.
jabs at Fox.
Tons of jabs at Fox. Like,
but also to Disney as well.
They didn't really say anything negative about Disney. There were comments about what Disney would and would not let them do.
Right.
So. Yeah.
There's the scene earlier on in the film where Wade Wilson is talking to Blind Al and they're discussing cocaine. And he's like, that's the one thing Feige specifically said we couldn't do.
And then they list a bunch of different nicknames for cocaine.
Oh man, that was so funny to me though.
But you don't get to see the cocaine.
No, you don't see cocaine.
Lots of mentions.
Mentions of cocaine, yes. But yeah. So I would say this film in this year, this is what Marvel needed. I feel like.
Yeah, because they kind of. It's fallen off a little bit here lately. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I mean, the best thing they've had in recent years was Loki.
Loki, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Loki, season 1 and season 2, more so season 2 for me. I loved Loki. Loki was such a good show.
So good.
If you haven't seen Loki, I highly recommend going back, watch Loki before you go see Deadpool Wolverine. There's a lot in Deadpool Wolverine that you just won't get.
I love that. I loved how they developed that story and how they were able to bring the TMZ? Not TMZ. Sorry.
The TVA.
TVA. Sorry. I got the dyslexia. I got that dyslexia. Sometimes I see things wrong. But I love how they brought that aspect from Loki into the MC and into the movies, really, and tie this universe together because it's this multiple universe that they're stringed together, attached in some way or some form, and that really brought everything together. Because for me, I forget a lot of the times that the Avengers, X-Men, Loki, well, not Loki, but there was what's the other one? There's another one that.
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Well, no, because those are like Avengers. But there's these different worlds that are happening in the exact same universe.
Right.
And I forget sometimes that like Deadpool is in the same universe as X-Men and X-Men is in the same universe as Avengers a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And how they were able to tie it all together and bring it so well together and write it so consistently. It was very well done.
Yeah,
it was a great touch.
I really like the fact that part of the story is developed outside of this movie. Like, you know, there's other media that you had to consume to really understand the whole plot of the movie.
They're all pieces of a very big puzzle.
Right. So, you know, like the whole TVA thing coming from Loki. There's the X-Men factor. There's, you know, you see Juggernaut. You see Pyro.
You've got Elektra, Blade, Gambit.
Which, funnily enough, I would say this is the first time that we've seen Gambit in film, but that's not true.
Oh, really?
No, you do see. He's supposed to be Gambit. I don't think he's ever mentioned by name in X-Men Wolverine Origins.
That's right.
And I think he's played by Taylor Kitsch in that film.
That's right.
I don't remember exactly, but Channing Tatum, who plays Gambit in this film, he's always wanted to play Gambit. He's wanted to play Gambit since, you know, before the MCU really took off. And, you know, he's basically been turned down, you know, every single time. But now he's finally gotten that chance. So I'm really happy that he was given that opportunity. And I feel like he really did pull through. He really did a pretty excellent Gambit, I would say.
Oh, yes. The Cajun French accent. Beautiful, 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 beautiful.
And
wonderful.
Deadpool does not shy away from making fun of his accent.
No, of course not.
It is hilarious. There's the Deadpool line of "Who's your dialect coach? The Minions?"
Yes, that was good.
Oh man, that was hilarious.
I really would love like a Rogue and Gambit story.
Yeah.
Like movie. I would love for Anna. What's her last name?
Anna Paquin.
Yes, Paquin.
Well, I don't know exactly, but I think she's had some medical issues recently. Well, so I don't know if we'll see her coming back as Rogue.
And you know, they don't always have to come back and play original characters, but I would love a Gambit and Rogue. I would love to see Jubilee as well. I would love to see Jubilee. Those are my 3 favorite X-Men when I was watching the cartoon growing up. Yeah. That was my shit.
And there's tons of mentions to other X-Men. There's like tons of mentions of Charles Xavier, Beast. You do see some other villains like Toad.
Yep.
Forget the one woman who her nails grow really long. I don't remember.
We saw her, yeah.
But and even Magneto is mentioned in the film.
Yes,
but
he is.
Apparently, Magneto has died already. And when he died, Cassandra Nova, who's the big bad in the film, she's melted down his helmet, knowing that that's really the only thing that could stop her is the helmet. So, but there is a lot of head nods to not just Disney or Marvel, but things outside of that. Like
they mentioned Batman. He mentioned Batman.
Yep, mentions of Batman. You see Henry Cavill.
Yes.
As Wolverine.
Oh gosh.
And Deadpool makes mention of how shitty he was treated by DC. So.
Because he was Superman.
He was Superman. Yeah. And then he's not.
So some jabs at DC. Yeah. Definitely some jabs at DC.
Yeah. And I would love to see more of Henry Cavill in the MCU.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like he'd fit right in.
Yeah, he would. He'd fit so good in. Just fit right in there.
Anyway.
Sorry.
This is what I do with people.
Wow. They're going to think you hate me.
I don't hate you, no.
I know.
But yeah, so this was Sean Levy's first foray into superheroes and the MCU. Sean Levy's first big gig was directing Big Fat Liar with Paul Giamatti. Yeah. And we've actually seen that set on the Universal Studios tour.
Yeah.
So the big like Spanish Vista sort of place and the flooded streets and stuff. So that was pretty interesting.
We should go back to Universal.
We should at some point. Well, we're going to
Halloween Horror Nights.
We're going to go to Halloween Horror Nights in October.
Forgot about that.
I'm super excited about that, but let's not...
we're getting ahead of ourselves. Sorry, yes.
But yeah, so Sean Levy, he did an excellent job with this film. I could not have expected more out of a Deadpool film, to be honest.
Oh yeah, he did an amazing job.
He did. Ryan Reynolds, excellent as Deadpool as always. And I really loved the dynamic between Deadpool and Wolverine in this film.
Their fighting scenes against each other. There's several different fighting scenes, but the one in the Odyssey, I will never look at an Odyssey the same ever again.
So when Dani says Odyssey, she means a Honda Odyssey, a
like
minivan.
Yes.
And they fucked this minivan up. Like, it is trashed afterwards. So imagine Wolverine and Deadpool just fucking all out trying to kill each other in a minivan.
Yeah.
And this is what we're talking about. And it's so funny because like they fight and there's like a time passage. They fight into the night and
until
then,
they pass out.
Yeah, and then the next morning, like you see this top down view of Wolverine sleeping, and then on the other side of the van, Deadpool is wrapped up in all the seatbelts and stuff.
Tied him up
with all the seatbelts. Oh man, there was so many fucking good shots in this movie.
Good.
Dude. I loved it so much. This was one of those movies where you only, I hate to say it, but you really only get to see this movie once.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. Every time you see this movie after the fact, you already know what's going to happen. It's not as big of an experience for you as it was the first time.
Well, that's most movies.
Yeah.
But it's still a good movie.
It is. And it will always be there. It will always be, have its place among, some of the legendary Marvel movies that we've gotten. So, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. I highly recommend seeing it if you can. If not, then I'm sure it'll be out on, I hate to say, Disney Plus at some point.
Also, there were too many young kids in that theater.
Dude.
Just because it's Disney does not mean it's going to be for children anymore.
The film is rated R for a reason.
Yes, it is. There's, oh my God. There's blood, there's gore, there's violence, there's sexual themes, there's cursing. It's honestly, it's not for children.
No.
Children should not be in the theater
Absolutely
watching that.
not.
And that's my personal opinion, but...
Yeah, everybody, obviously you can raise your kids how you want to, but to put it into perspective, prior to this film, the word fuck has been said one time in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that was in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, where Star-Lord says to Nebula, he just says, "Open the fucking door."
Mm-hmm.
In this movie, the word fuck was said 119 times.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And different variations thereof.
Yes.
A lot of like motherfucker and all that stuff was said. So definitely not something I would take a kid to go see.
Oh, no.
But like I said, to each their own.
Yes, of course.
But
what would you rate it?
Oh, dude. I had a blast. I would probably give it like an 8 or a 9.
I was gonna say 8.5.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know. Like, the story's really good. They did the story really, really well. There was no like loopholes or plot holes. Excuse me. But there were some filler that I'm not sure was necessary, really. But it was still really well. It was well placed filler, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and to me the whole first act had me kind of worried because I wasn't sure if the whole movie was just gonna be, joke after joke after joke with no like serious dramatic essence in the film, and then we get that first like. Of like Deadpool in the TVA finding out that his world is going bye-bye. The shit that happened with Wolverine's world and stuff, like
his dark backstory.
Yeah. Like, so there's definitely a lot of dramatic elements in this film.
Oh, yes.
But obviously it wouldn't be a Deadpool movie if it wasn't funny as fuck too, you know. And like I said earlier, like you do definitely, like if you're our age, mid 30s or so, you're definitely going to get a lot of what you want to see in this film.
Oh yeah.
Just because there's so many throwbacks to
so many. It's just nostalgia.
Yeah. Like Blade, for instance.
Oh, I freaked out.
Yeah.
I had a physical reaction when I saw Wesley walk onto the screen. I literally went into my chair.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that. Seeing Electro was good too and stuff, but like seeing Blade
was the fucking PA's resistance.
Cherry on top.
And I'll be honest, before we went and saw this movie, I had already found out too much about this movie, just simply from, TikTok and media and all this stuff.
Yeah.
There was San Diego Comic-Con and all that shit. But even having known what I knew going into it, the movie still wasn't spoiled for me.
Nope.
Like, seeing Blade walk on screen, my fucking jaw dropped. My jaw hit the floor. Because it's Wesley Snipes.
Yes.
Like that is one of the A-list actors that we grew up with. I remember seeing the first Blade when it first came out.
Good.
And Blade 2 and Blade Trinity. There's even a fucking nod to Blade Trinity in the movie because it was said that during the production of Blade Trinity, Wesley Snipes didn't like Ryan Reynolds. Wouldn't talk to him.
Yeah.
And I think I forget what Ryan's character's name was, like Hannibal or something like that.
Yeah, he was assassin. He was one of the
because it was him and Jessica Biel.
Yes, that's right.
And Wesley Snipes. But the fact that they were all three in that movie together. There was the throwback. Well, I wouldn't really call it a throwback. It was almost like a fucking trick. It was a trick on the audience because I'm talking about the whole Johnny Storm thing.
Oh, God.
We were tricked. And that was a deliberate fucking trick, too.
That was.
Because you see this character standing in this tower, and the implication that Deadpool is giving is that the person in the tower is Captain America. Okay? And he jumps down. And he pulls his hood off, and it's none other than Chris Evans.
It is.
We're like, oh shit, it's fucking Cap, yo. Like, holy fuck. And, the fucking Mad Max gang rolls up.
Oh my God.
Sabretooth, Pyro, like all these characters roll up. And then...
Sabretooth was a good ad.
Tyler Mane as Sabretooth. That was wild. And I knew he was going to be there, but that was still wild, even though it's really short.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Sabretooth doesn't make it. But when Johnny says flame on,
the whole audience was like, oh, shit.
Everybody was like, the fuck? Oh, man. Dude, like, because his suit kind of gave the appearance.
It had you could see the collar, the neckline under the cloak, and it looks blue. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And then
you see some red in it and stuff too. Yeah.
The flame on just got me, man. And I was like, oh, they went there.
That was really throwback, bro. If you're not old enough, Chris Evans played Johnny Storm in the original Fantastic Four film. Way before he was Captain America.
Yeah.
So that I enjoyed that. I really did. I
did too.
And then there's the whole Cassandra Nova. Casanova.
I was like,
Cassandra.
Casanova. What?
Cassandra's lair is fucking Ant-Man's corpse.
Dude.
That is wild. And there's a fucking really funny joke. Deadpool says, "Oh wow, Paul Rudd finally aged." because you were like, oh, it's Ant-Man's suit. And I already knew. And I was just like, it's not just the suit. And then you see his fucking helmet raise up, and it's his skull underneath. And I was like, dude, that's pretty dark.
Yeah.
To be honest.
That's pretty fucked.
So at any rate, though, like...
So what was your favorite part?
Oh, man. Movie? Don't ask me that.
I've already asked.
It's so hard to choose from. Oh, man. I would say... Oh, fuck. It would have to be Blade.
Yeah.
Walking on screen. There were a lot of good segments of the film that I really enjoyed. But I don't know, like nothing took me back quite like that shot.
That was good.
And it did something for me on like a deeper emotional level of nostalgia, you know, and that's essentially what they're going for. But yeah, that scene really did it for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What about you? What's your favorite? Oh, I know what your favorite is.
You know what my favorite is. That scene at the end where Wolverine's like suit rips off of his body, and you see all Hugh Jackman's got to offer you, and it's just glorious. It does something. It does something.
Yeah, he got a nice little happy trail down there too, don't he?
Oh God, he's a little fuzzy on his abs and stuff. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, we gotta.
And apparently that's all him too. That's not CGI.
6,000 calories.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
I couldn't.
To be his age, not that he's old, but to be his age and still have a physique like that, which
he worked hard to do it.
He did work hard, and I'm not at all trying to promote unrealistic beauty standards at all. Even he himself has said that is not a fucking sustainable health regimen.
No.
But I have to give him props. Like that is a lot of work for all of fucking 30, 40 seconds of screen time.
Yeah.
You know?
It was worth it, baby.
Yeah. And they still have to look good under the suits and stuff too. I mean, you know, they can't all be Mark Ruffalo wearing CGI shit, you know. But I don't know. I just I really did enjoy that part too. I mean, let's be honest.
It's nice. It does something to you.
What's even funnier about that though is because so the production of this film had to stop halfway through because of the writer and SAG-AFTRA strikes.
Yes, the strikes.
And that scene was filmed after the strikes ended. So he had to maintain that physique until they shot that scene, which was a long time after that. And I saw him, I think he was on The Late Show with Jimmy Fallon or Colbert or somebody. But he was saying like all he was eating was like tilapia and beans, and he just could not fucking stand it. Like it was one of those... you know, one of those diets that you just really don't want to do. Yeah. So, anyways, but yeah, I mean, who wouldn't like that? So, anyways.
I mean, some people don't, but it was nice. He did a great job of acting and, you know, keeping up his physical physique. And it was appreciated.
I'm sure it was.
It was.
Anyways.
That's
pretty much it.
Yeah, you should definitely go watch it. It's worth it, or don't. I mean, it's up to you. Wait until it's streamed, I guess. But it was worth the watch.
Yeah, it was definitely worth the watch. I would do it again in a heartbeat for sure.
Oh yeah, I'd see that movie again.
Yeah, so
just for that ending. Okay.
Anyways, so some real brief news, and I'm sure you all have heard already, but by the time you're hearing this episode, this coming Saturday, August 10th at 1 p.m. Pacific time, we are streaming live on Instagram, us recording episode 20.
Yep, episode 20. I can't get over that.
Yep.
That seems like a lot.
It does, doesn't it?
It's not even close to where we're going to be.
It's really hard work.
It is. It's a lot, but I like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
or
worth
else
something.
we wouldn't do it.
Of course.
Yeah. But yeah, we're going to be talking about Twilight Zone, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
If you've never seen it, I highly recommend it. It's a really good film. But yeah, jump over to Instagram, give us a follow so you can be notified when we go live. Let us know what you guys want to see or hear about, and we'll do our best to add it to the list.
I will add it to the list.
Yeah.
There is a list of movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyways,
so where can they find us?
Well, you can find us on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Castbox. You can also find us at our website at www.animatedandwatch.com for all of our juicy details. There's also little bios for both of us on there.
You can see what we look like.
Yeah, you can see what we look like.
If you don't want to wait until Saturday.
Yeah. But yeah, make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. We're on all the socials.
Yeah.
And we would love to hear from you.
Yep.
Okay.
Say the thing.
All right. That's all the time we have for today. So until next time, stay spooky.